Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. So yes, we are sharing our experience here since we've been doing those cases for the past couple of years now. And actually, like a couple of years ago, I was discussing with Ali Abusaud and Claire about the cases and what should we do, and things evolved and been evolving even more recently. So what's the flash lightning device is we are moving from continuous aspiration to computer-aided mechanical aspiration. I think most of us, we use the continuous aspiration, the coronaries, the 6 French and the 5 French. I've used all of them except the 3. I don't know what the 3 is using for. I didn't have time to connect with the company to see what's actually the 3 CAVT is being used for. But most of us will have used 5 and 6, and we have used it for DVT, the 8 French as well. The 12, which is momentarily was there, still is available, but 16 is a big change as a device for the PE. So it does work as a dual clot detection algorithm, which is enabled to have some safety, speed, and simplicity in the usage. So the device itself is quite easy. What's new is actually it comes with a catheter, and this is a major thing because the catheter is very long. So most of our coronary work catheter would not reach the end of the flash catheter. So it comes with a catheter which is the Select catheter. And the new one is the Select Plus. The first time I looked at it, I was like, what the hell is this? Why it's very swollen at the end of it. But when you read the explanation from the company, is actually it takes up to 98% of the lumen capacity of the catheter. So you can actually take it as if you are using a dilator inside the sheath, the catheter, and you can take it deep kind of safely. There are 2 types, that X-torque and the H-torque, and they would allow you to reach anywhere in the arteries. The colors are quite easy. Green, which means that's free blooding. It's just aspirating blood, and it's aspirating 1 milli per second. And then there is the solid yellow, which means that they are taking out clot. And the flashing yellow, which means that there is something resistant and it's trying to aspirate it. It's either you are against a wall, basically, or you are against a clot. So just to go over our experience, we are now working with 3 different hospitals and 3 different ICUs, basically. And they are talking to our cardiac ICU in our hospital and to me directly to tell me about the case. We are doing some fresh cases during daytime and up to 9, like a gentleman in call kind of things. And sometimes we come overnight if the patient is very sick. Our PERT story was rough in the beginning. We have done, in the beginning, I think 12 cases or so were all ECMO cases. There is nothing to be done. Patients were dying, and this is the only solution. And we better you try before the patient just expires without us trying. The ICU is seeing actually some benefit from your job, like you are doing. Touch wood, we didn't have any mortality, which is, I think, improved the response from the ICU, response to us, to our program. And the volumes start to increase, and till we start to have from, nothing to be done to could be done for the patient. Why not? Other than giving thrombolysis for the patient, or thrombolysis is incomplete, yet the patient is intubated, not completely, resolved. Why not to try thrombectomy? Because this works actually, and if it's working for a patient in ECMO, so why not work it in somebody who is not in ECMO now? Then most recently we've been doing submassive, and patients actually not intubated anymore and complaining of chest pain because the catheter is shoved all the way to the lung, which is I'm not used to patients complaining of pain. So now patients actually talking to me, which is a good sign. We have kind of stress now. What's the indication for success is actually you build it in the cath lab. You know that the improvement of blood pressure more of in the beginning was actually less requirement of liver fed and other support. PA pressure drop, we measure before and after as well, and hemodynamic stability, and sometimes you see O2 requirement drop if the patient is intubated. So this is actually, all those cases are actually for the past couple of months. So this is a very large clot, as you can see in the left side, and this is very large clot in the right side. And we did thrombectomy device. Here's this is a sheath, APT sheath, delivered over from the right femoral vein to the RA to the RV, and you just do aspiration, and you can see the clot is almost disappeared. And then we did more aspiration in the right side, and you can see some residual clots down, and we did more aspiration. And then the last shot is there, which is much bigger improvement and bigger, like more arteries actually being opened. And again, here I have to concentrate is things is actually moves in your brain. Like first picture is, this is not the coronary results I'm getting. What the hell am I doing? Like you are used to, you know, open the artery and place the stent, and the artery is voila, looking very great. This is not what you're gonna get here. You're gonna get some flow, and that's it. This is the maximum you can get. Second thing is good angiograms, which we will see even more during this presentation, because I've learned the rough way, and from Ali as well, when I was discussing with him before, I didn't know how to do angiograms for the lung. The volume, selectivity, and the anatomy is completely different from something that we are used to. There is no three coronaries to look at. There is like a map, and you don't know if this is actually occluded or it's supposed to look like this. This is my kind of invention. This is not advertised by Benupra, but I connect the asset device directly to Benupra, so I actually measure the pressure, and at the same time I can inject. It gives a lot of information at the same time. The only thing is you have to turn it off and turn it on whenever the device is working, and you cannot disconnect it while after that, because the valve actually might be damaged with the injections. You can inject with 1010, 900, or manual if you want. Case 2, which is submassive, and here you can see the importance of good pictures. From the first one to the second one, there is actually a clot hiding in the lower, and here, because of the injection is not clear, you wouldn't see that there is actually very large clot. And I'm injecting through the device itself. Now the clot is gone here, but you see, this is, I thought you would think, you know, I'm doing great result, but the patient is still PA pressure is very high. You look, no, there is actually another clot there, and when you aspirate it, it's gone, and it's beautiful now. So it's selective cannulation and injection is sometimes important, and you can get a lot of clots from the patient. This is another patient here. You can see here, very large clot on the other side, aspiration done bilateral, and you can get patient. This is a very interesting case because it was referred from our ICU, and they say this patient IVC to the femoral is occluded.
Just, there's a live transmission apparently, so
yeah,
if you can...
I'm moving very quickly. And then from the SVC to the right atrium is occluded as well. And so it's we actually went from down, aspirated all the way, and it was occluded, so aspirated all the way to the atrium, and then we went from up and aspirated all the way from the SVC, and we reconnected the SVC to the IVC in this case, and patient was actually was doing fine afterward. This is another arrest just recently as well. Aspirated. This is very large clot, as you can see in the upper right, and we aspirated both, and you can see here a very large clot as well. And yeah, this is a large clot here. And this is a very nice flow. If you see that actually the catheter, the top of it, the tip of it, there is a clot is actually being aspirated in this flow. You can see that there is a contrast now. It's moving. And this is the clot is being aspirated. So this is actually a clot being aspirated in the fluoro, which is, I thought it's quite nice, and it's being removed. Next image. So this is a beyond massive because that was a crazy case. I went the regular, very sick patient, been sick for a week in another hospital. They called me ECMO, patient's not doing well. put the usual thing, the sheath in. There is difficulty in putting the wire, but it's not that bad, so I put the sheath in. Then when you remove the dilator from the sheath, there is no bleed back. And I almost shit in my pants, like, what the hell is that? Like, why there is no bleed back? And the sheath is in the big PA, like you are in the main PA, and there is no bleed back. And I was like, where the hell am I? I'm leaving the chest of the patient. I'm like, probably penetrated something, and I'm outside. And the patient is pretty sick. The pressure, systemic pressure was 40/20 in ECMO while I'm working. So it's like, if I did that, that's a done deal. Anyways, so I took the catheter back. I injected with the pigtail inside the RV just to fill the catheter, and the whole PA was occluded from the RVOT. Like, everything was occluded from the get-go. So I start working, and there is sorry. And that's after 4 hours or 3 hours of work in that patient. This is what I could get. And this Yahya is making fun faces here because he's with me in all cases. So, sorry, yeah. So this is actually, let me show. Sorry, I will show you the right side. Yeah. So this is actually was the end case. That day, that week, actually, we did 2 cases from this hospital. And this was at the end after 4 hours or 5 hours of working with this case. You know, I said this is the maximum I can do. There is no blood loss from this patient because there is no bleed back from this patient, but this is the maximum we could do. We spent so much time and so much radiation, but this is the maximum we could do. And we did another case which was quite simple, and we sent them back to the hospital. So after a week, I called the hospital. I said, how is my patient is doing? They said, well, both of your patients is doing well. I said, no. I have one patient, which is, we sent back, and the other patient probably did not reach your hospital. I said, no. Both of your patients actually discharged from the ICU to the medical ward. So apparently, she made it to outside the hospital. This is another thing I learned in the way, so subtraction. Sometimes it makes your life easy for identifying clots. And this is a very large clot here. And this is, again, a clot in transit. You can see in the catheter being aspirated. And that's it. Then we have done around, I think, 40 cases so far in a couple of years. Most of them in the last year. Most of those cases actually in the last couple of months. So things are growing. It's I think it's our duty or intervention radiologist duty, whoever, but somebody needs to be doing it. Thank you.